How you doing?
I know.
We're Friends fans.
Yes, we are.
Major Friends fans. I remember one time we played Friends. What was it? Trivia?
Yeah, do you remember me beating you?
Yeah, I remember you cheating.
You wish.
Cheating. You cheated.
Yeah,
You really did.
we need a rematch.
Yeah, I still have a grudge, apparently. We got a real Ross and Monica thing about us, don't we? We're going to watch from Miss Mojo today. Top 10 Friends plot holes you never notice.
I'm so excited.
And let's see what we might be able to add on that maybe they don't point out. Maybe perhaps like, it's not really a plot hole, but how Carol was a different actress in first season.
Well, yeah, they just replaced her.
Yeah, that's not a plot hole. Yeah.
But there was one thing that still to this day, maybe they'll say something about it on here that I don't totally understand. Remember when Chandler was gone for Christmas? He was in Tulsa. This one was Selma Blair was in that one. And then he decides to come home. But it doesn't totally make sense because like time-wise, there was kind of like no way that he could leave work, go to the airport, get on a flight, and make it home by like Christmas night because he was on the phone with Monica like at nighttime. The timeline didn't totally add up to me. My detective skills
Terrible
were...
episode now.
No, it didn't make sense to me.
You're not a real Friends fan. It's much better to watch this with you than with John, who doesn't watch Friends.
Oh, yeah.
As much as we love this show, they seem to have a hard time getting their story straight. Welcome to Ms. Mojo.
Yeah, we'll see.
Today, we're counting down our picks for the top 10 Friends plot inconsistencies we can't unsee.
Oh, you're taking notes.
Like the air we breathe, like gravity.
Oh, okay. Don't get me started on gravity. Before we begin, we publish new content every day. So be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about
What
our
if we don't
latest
like
videos.
your content? No.
This month's app, we're looking at parts of the Friends narrative that just don't add up.
Hey, you got a boyfriend? No. If some guy
Oh.
wants to kiss me tonight, I'm so gonna.
They're gonna debunk the timeline.
Number 10. Phoebe's knowledge of French. Phoebe is easily the most mysterious member of the Friends gang, with information being revealed about her throughout the series that no one could have seen coming.
You don't think I would have defended myself against a 14-year-old?
Give me your money, punk.
Oh my God, it was you!
One of the things that isn't consistent, though, is whether Phoebe can actually speak a second language. In a Season 8 episode, Phoebe meets one of Monica's new cooks. Monica calls him a sous chef, and Phoebe is clearly at a loss as to what that means.
Tim, this is Phoebe. Phoebe, this is Tim, my new sous chef. Oh, so you're Monica's boss?
Actually, she's my boss. Sue is French for under.
Ah, I sous stand.
2 seasons later, though, she spends an entire episode teaching Joey how to speak French and appears to be totally fluent. J'accuse Phoebe.
Je m'appelle Claude.
Je te coupe, Cloud.
Number 9. Chandler's ability to cry.
You didn't cry when Bambi's mother died?
Yes, it was very sad when the guy stopped
Drawing the deer.
In a Season 6 episode titled The One Where Chandler Can't Cry, the Friends realize that no matter what they do, they cannot make Chandler cry. The entire plot of this story revolves around the fact that Mr. Bing never sheds a tear. It's a funny concept, but real fans of the show remember several earlier instances where Chandler did in fact cry.
I get to choose my best man.
Bless you.
Thank you.
I want both you guys.
The most notable is in the episode where Ross is trying to decide who his best man is. He gives Joey and Chandler an emotional speech about how much their friendship means to him, and both guys start tearing up.
What a baby. Total wuss.
You can say Chandler
Number
never
8.
cries.
Yeah, exactly. It's just hard for him to cry.
He's okay.
We will defend Friends.
Yeah, I actually feel like I take it
To
personally.
change liberally throughout the series. In a Season 1 episode, the gang is memorably locked out of the apartment while cooking Thanksgiving dinner. In this plotline, the door seems to lock automatically. But if that were the case, how does everyone come and go so easily all the time?
The most unbelievable thing has happened. Underdog has gotten away.
In Season 10, in another Thanksgiving episode, Monica and Chandler lock everyone out of their apartment to make a point. But Rachel digs up an old key that can unlock the door. Thing is, the locks on the apartment were changed in Season 8. After Rachel moved
That's actually a good
What happened to the door?
point.
Noticeable, huh?
Number 7. The Curious Case of Ben.
I've heard a theory that the Ben that they got is the wrong
After
Ben.
Ross's son Ben is born at the
Ooh,
end of
that would be a good twist.
His for several seasons. In later years, though, Ben's appearances diminish, and eventually he seems to just completely disappear. He's notably missing from Ross's wedding to Emily, which admittedly was on another continent, but his grandparents surely could have taken him. His final episode is midway through season 8, which leaves over 2 seasons with no Ben sightings at all.
They forget about Emma,
Sadly,
too.
we never once see him meet his little sister Emma.
Ah, that's true.
Really cool. I wonder why they didn't
Never
do that.
see that.
No, don't look at the machine.
I like that.
Number 6.
I like that
Take
one,
notes.
Miss Mojo.
Take notes.
We know that Joey comes from a large family with an abundance of sisters, but there seems to be a disconnect about how many sisters he actually has. In a memorable episode from the 3rd season, Chandler gets drunk and hooks up with one of Joey's sisters. I can't remember which one.
Was it Gina?
Which one is Gina?
The dark, big hair with an airplane ears. No, that's not Gina. That's Dina. Oh.
You see, you can't tell which is which either.
In that episode, there are 7 daughters in the Trebbiani family. In season 1, however, Joey talks about his mother giving birth to 7 children. Seems even he can't remember how many siblings he has. To be fair, though, we could chalk this one up to Joey's
Yep.
skills.
Yeah.
You know that Gloria Trebbiani was a handsome woman in her day, right? You think it's easy giving birth to 7 children?
Number 5. The apartment numbers change.
Paul, this is everybody.
Huh.
Everybody, this is Paul.
5.
In the
Oh.
earliest
4.
episodes of the show, Monica lives in apartment number 5 of their building, while Joey and Chandler live in apartment 4. As soon as season 2, however, the number on the door of Monica's place changes to 20, while the guy's apartment becomes 19.
We're still going to the game, right?
They really went up.
The reason
Wow.
behind this, according to some sources, is that the show creators realized that based on the floor they lived on, it would be unrealistic for the numbers to be so low. Their decision to change them, however, arguably just confused things even more.
Yeah, I was lost this whole series.
I'm so confused.
Ring 20. Geller Green, they'll let you in. Okay?
Number 4. Rachel's history of kissing women.
Okay, if you say that you kissed Melissa,
I
then
forgot
you
to take
kissed
notes.
Melissa. Thank you, Phoebe. She didn't. I know.
In season 7, Melissa, an old friend of Rachel's, comes to visit, and Rachel claims that the two kissed once back in college. Phoebe refuses to believe her, assuming Rachel is way too much of a prude to kiss a girl. The thing is, though, Rachel already has kissed a girl.
Okay, so if you don't remember that, maybe you will remember this.
What girl?
Yeah, when?
After Monica
Monica,
and Rachel lose
yeah,
their
that's
apartment
right,
to the
yeah.
guys in season 4,
Oh,
they're willing to
yeah.
do anything to get it back.
That's
The
They make
only
out
thing
for
that
it.
eventually persuades them is when they offer to kiss for 1 minute and let the boys watch. Considering Phoebe was sitting in the background of this scene, it seems implausible that she wouldn't believe Rachel later on.
Totally worth it.
That's a great call.
That's a good
It's a
point.
good call, Miss Mojo.
Number 3. Rachel and Chandler's memories.
I'm so not going to do good on my SATs tomorrow.
In the first episode of the show, Rachel shows up at Central Perk in her bridal gown
She's never
after
met
running
Chandler,
out on
right?
her own wedding. Monica introduces her
Let's
to the
see.
rest of the gang, including Chandler,
See.
and
Yeah.
they greet one another like
And they even
strangers.
kissed in season. Oh no, she had a fantasy kiss.
Rachel, another Lincoln High survivor. This is everybody. This is Chandler and Phoebe and Joey. And you remember my brother Ross?
Later in the show, however, it's revealed that Rachel and Chandler have actually already met on more than one occasion.
Yeah.
In the one with all the Thanksgivings, we see
that's
a
a
flashback
great
to Chandler
call.
coming to the Gellers for Thanksgiving a couple of years in a row. He and Rachel have several interactions, including one that we don't think he'd forget.
Hey!
I'm in college and I'm in a band.
Yeah, okay.
Number 2.
right.
Permanent marker. When Ross and Rachel fly to Las Vegas together, they engage in an escalating prank battle that quickly gets out of hand.
Yes, I did. Thank you very much. Excellent.
Rachel's made out with everyone.
When
I
Rachel
know.
falls asleep on the plane,
I know.
after she finally notices it, she realizes that try as she might, there is nothing she can do to get it off.
It won't come off.
What?
It won't come off.
Oh my God, Rachel, are you sure?
As a compromise, Ross lets her draw on his face as well. The two get drunk that night and end up tying the knot. The next morning, however, the markings are magically gone, though mere hours before it had been impossible to remove.
That's true. I never thought about that.
Before we unveil our number one pick, here are some honorable mentions.
Joey, women don't have Adam's apples.
My Joey's apple.
You guys are messing with me, right?
Would you put that back on? Monica's gonna be here any minute. But it hurts my Joey's apple.
It's like Ross not liking ice cream.
You don't like ice cream?
It's too cold.
He lied to us.
Number 1. The gang's totally inconsistent ages. The most wide-ranging flaw in the Friends narrative is the fact that people's ages and birthdays seem totally random and unfixed.
Rachel?
Yeah.
When's your birthday?
May 5th. Why?
Oh, I'm just making a list of people's birthdays.
Oh, mine's December.
Yeah, whatever.
Throughout the series, several characters give different dates for their birthdays. And for 3 entire seasons, Ross claims to be 29 years old, despite the seasons changing.
Really?
And clearly passing.
What are you doing?
Making chocolate milk. You want some?
No thanks, I'm 29.
In the season 7 episode, the one where they all turn 30, we see flashbacks to everyone else's birthdays when Rachel, allegedly the youngest of the bunch, celebrates hers. Earlier, though, it's said that Joey is actually the youngest. There seems to be no rhyme nor reason to the logic behind this one.
Yeah, I'm single. 25. An actor. Hello?
Those clips are still so damn funny. Yeah.
Are.
For new videos every day.
Well, I am offended, Miss Mojo.
I take personal offense to this. I do feel like I want to like defend them. Like that's how close I feel.
Yeah.
Like they're my friends.
I know
And
how
I
you
feel a bit bamboozled.
That's great.
You've been bamboozled!
I mean, a good amount of these are nitpicky.
Well, there's just so many seasons, so many characters that I'm sure it's got to be hard. I mean, the one thing I do feel like they could have maybe kept up on a bit more is the birthday thing. Like, don't you think like the writers like
Have a
had a board
yeah.
where they wrote like the least
Yeah.
their birthday?
Track their ages, because that was confusing. I remember when I first saw that episode where they all turned 30, I was under the impression they had been 30 for a while. Like, I thought they were all already in their early 30s, so I was like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
I guess they all recently turned 30? Yeah, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
This is not like a comic book property. This isn't based on a novel. This is just a
Right.
comedy show, so a lot of this is forgiven, but there are some pretty good points they do bring up. Ben does disappear for a long time. I've always found it weird how there was so much focus on the pregnancy of like Rachel's forever pregnancy with, you know, having Emma. Emma's kind of just gone for so much of the show.
Yeah.
And a big part of the discussion of the final couple episodes when Rachel is going to move to Paris. I can't recall a line, maybe there is one, but I can't recall much of a discussion of what about our daughter Emma? You didn't even think of Emma right there, you see? That's my problem. That's my point. It's like they're thinking about their relationship and love, and I'm like, yeah, as a Friends fan, that's what I care about. But
Right.
it's also important that you guys have a child, and what are you going to do with this child's life if can this child commute to Paris and New York the entire time? That's something that I thought they should have brought up in the show.
Yeah, and it would have been cool if Ben met Emma at some point. I'm
Yeah.
surprised they didn't do that.
That will be the spinoff. It's going to be a hard drama about estranged siblings getting to know each other. Yeah.
That would be really cool though if, come to find out, they took the wrong bait.
Yeah, that's the twist. Abandoned child returns to meet it.
A drama, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a coming of age drama.
It's a total weird friend survival. Yeah, like that.
But it's like there's so much time in between that like I feel like we kind of forget about.
Yeah.
Like the French thing, you know, like there was a lot of time in between that.
Yeah, I mean, like, that to me is like a nitpicky one. Phoebe's such aloof. Does it really matter? Like,
Yeah,
maybe
I feel
one
like
day
she actually could have like just remembered that she knew French.
Yeah.
Like it wouldn't surprise me with her.
with who her character
Yeah.
is specifically. Anything with Joey, especially about his
The
loss of count of
sisters,
sisters.
yeah.
Because, I mean, there's that later season where the sister wants advice from Rachel because she's pregnant.
Yeah, so that one's Dina. And they don't like show her in the group of sisters.
Yeah. Or at least they don't call her out.
Maybe later on they realized that they had more kids than they remember.
And also, even with, if you take in the Joey show into consideration, he has another sister there, so that would
yeah,
be
that's right.
9 sisters in total, if those two are not counted in that original season 3 episode.
We have with Rachel not remembering Chandler.
That's a pretty big one.
That's a pretty big one. I mean,
It's especially for Friends lore. The thing is, they improvise this shit as they go, you know? And it's
Yeah.
rare where the pilot gets picked up. Because usually they do a pilot and then they do a new first episode a lot of the time.
Right.
And they went with the pilot for this one. You know, they didn't like go, here's the whole history. We're going to explore this over time.
Yeah, I mean, how did they know way later that they would have this whole backstory, you know? So, I mean,
Exactly.
it's fine.
Yeah, forgive them, damn it. Gosh.
Yes, we will defend them. My thing wasn't on there that I said about the Tulsa thing.
That's true. It's true.
I don't know, it's very upsetting.
Maybe it's
that it
too much of
wasn't
a
on.
nitpick. But the French word under is a big one for the gang, yeah. Oh, Rachel kissing a girl. You see, I could chalk that up to Phoebe just being forgetful again, because Phoebe is a forgetful person.
Yeah, we'll go with that. I like
Yeah,
that.
see? There's ways to justify a lot of
And
these.
also, I feel like with Monica, it was just like a kiss, and I feel like with Winona Ryder, they had like a make-out sesh.
Yeah, that's the way they made it sound, because they were drunk and stuff.
Yeah, and like the coconuts, bras were like knocking together.
And the locks on the doors, I've seen this whole show many times, and I've never been like, hold the phone, they changed the locks in one season, didn't they?
But they did change the door, so we could assume that
True.
different locks, different door. And then also with the numbers changing, how it started off on 3 and 4, I didn't really even notice that. Did you ever notice that the number was different?
No. I'm surprised the writers are even like, hey, this doesn't line up. Like, out of everything,
Right.
that seems to be the one thing we got actual commentary on of, oh, the writers had a big plot hole with this one they wanted to fix. Yeah.
Well, I mean, because there's so many episodes later where they are on such a high floor because they're like looking down, they're on the balcony, and then they're looking down a lot of stuff. It makes sense that they would be on a higher floor.
I don't really know if these are plot holes, but they're things that are kind of just dropped. Phoebe's parents, that was such a big through line for so many episodes for her character journey.
Yeah, and then you just don't hear about him anymore.
Never hear about them. She gets married to Mike. Nothing becomes of that.
Oh yeah, why weren't they there?
I don't know. Why wasn't Ben at his dad's wedding? You know, like.
Well, that was in London.
But
that
still, that's her dad. It's the dad.
Yeah,
you know?
I guess that would have been a big travel experience for little Ben.
Fine, I'll give it to you.
I feel like that would have been a lot. Also, another one that's like doesn't totally make sense, but I feel like we just go with it is when Janice takes Chandler to the airport to see him off when he goes to Yemen.
Right.
I'm going to Yemen!
And like he buys a ticket, she like goes to the airport and he's like, I'm going to Yemen, I guess, and he like gets on the plane.
Yeah.
Like, did he go? Did he come back? And also, like, he just like purchased a ticket. It was like, remember, it was super expensive.
And they did just drop that. And then when he sees Janice like every season, and Janice never had a line of, I thought you were in Yemen.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The whole Yemen thing just kind of goes out the window too.
Damn, you are messing with timeline. I'm telling
So
you.
confusing.
Friend, this show is not as perfect as I thought it would be.
No, it's still perfect in my heart.
All right, guys. Well, who's your favorite Friends character? Which Friends character do you most identify as? Which Friends character do you think deserves a spin-off in a hardcore thriller?
And do you think you could beat Greg at Friends trivia like I did?
You know who once challenged me to Friends trivia? When I was on the set of Wizards of Waverly Place, season 1, Selena Gomez did.
And you didn't accept the challenge?
I did not.
Oh, do
well,
you
I
regret that?
I said let's do it, but we never did it. And then she got famous and forgot who I was.
Not cool. You should hit her up right now and DM her and be like, hey, I'm ready.
Who the hell
I've
are
been
you?
studying. I'm finally ready for this moment.
Subscribe to The Real Rejects. Click that notification bell. Follow Ashley Ender on Instagram, where it's all political.
Yeah.
Let's end this with a Patron of the Day shout out. Gene Jeter. Our buddy Gene, who we've reacted to many of his videos before. We've shouted him out plenty of times. He put out this video just a few days ago. It's called Is It Gross? Weird Food Combinations Taste Test. And boy, does it live up to the title. I just got done finished watching it. Just to give you an example of some of the things that these people do in this video. Pickle beets with Smarties ice cream, Oreos dipped in orange juice, Galab apples and mustard, strawberries dipped in barbecue sauce. I think there's 8 people in total with 8 different varieties of weird taste tests. Some of the reactions they have are so funny. Some of these I absolutely would never try in a million years. One with corn especially. Guys, if you're looking for a video that is funny, cringy, gross, but just thoroughly entertaining throughout, you guys gotta go watch this video. There's a link in the pinned comment in the description box for this. I really think you'll get a kick out of it. Please show Gene support because I want more videos like this, Gene. Do as many as you can.